Ladies and gentlemen, the 2011 International Silver Medalists from Wellington, New Zealand, we have Jeff, Lusa, Will and Matt, Musical Island Boys.
Tonight won't be just any night. Tonight there will be no morning star. Tonight, I'll see my love tonight, and for us stars will stop where they are. Today the minutes seem like hours. The hours go so slowly, and still the sky is light. The sky is light. Oh, moon, grow bright and make this endless day. Tonight, I'll see my love tonight, and for us stars will stop where they are. Today the minutes seem like hours. The hours go so slowly, and still the sky is light. The sky is light. Oh, moon, grow bright and make this endless day. Tonight. When I had you, I treated you bad and wrong, my dear. But girl, since you went away, don't you know I sit around with my head hanging down, and I wonder who's loving you now. Who's loving you? I should have never ever made you cry. Maybe why, oh why? And girl, since you've been gone, don't you know I sit around with my head hanging down, and I wonder who's loving you. Who's loving you? Life without love is oh so lonely. Oh, so lonely, girl. I don't think there's a way that I'm gonna make it. Girl, don't you know all my life, all my love, baby, belongs to only you. So come on home, girl. Come on home. Come on and take it, because all I know I can do now, all I can do since you've been gone is cry, baby, all over you. And if you wonder if I'm feeling oh so down and blue, if you wonder, baby, and worry your sweet pretty head about what I do, don't you know I sit around with my head hanging down, and I wonder wonder who's loving you, who's loving you. Whoa, well, I sit around with my head hanging down. And I wonder loving you. I wonder who's loving you. Well, now I gotta know, gotta know. I'm so damn blue. I gotta wonder who's loving you, who's loving you. Wonder you while I'm down and
Talofa, kia ora from New Zealand to all of you guys. Absolute privilege for the Musical Island Boys to be here this afternoon, late afternoon. I'm just going to quickly introduce our quartet for you now, for those of you who don't know. Behind me is our baritone, William Hunkin. Right next to him is his younger brother, our tenor, Jeffrey Hunkin. Thank you very much. I sing the lead, and I'm Lusa Washburn. And so the next song that we're about to sing is made famous by the King South, featuring our bass, Matthew Gifford. So you guys sit back, relax, and enjoy. 1, 2, 3. Come on, y'all.
Oh, baby, let me be your loving teddy bear. I'll put a chain around my neck. Leave me anywhere. Oh, let me be. Oh, let me be your teddy bear. I don't want to be your tiger, 'cause tiger's way too rough. I don't want to be your lion, 'cause lions ain't the kind of you will love enough. I just want to be your teddy bear. I'll put a chain around my neck. Leave me anywhere. Oh, let me be. Oh, let him be your teddy bear. Baby, let me be around you every night. Run your fingers through my hair and cuddle me real tight. Oh, let me be. Oh, let me be your teddy bear. I don't want to be your tiger, 'cause tiger's way too rough. I don't want to be your lion, 'cause lions ain't the kind of you love enough. I just want to be your teddy bear. I put a chain around my neck. Leave me anywhere. Oh, let me be. Oh, let him be your teddy bear. Oh, let me be. Oh, let him be your teddy bear. I just want to be your teddy bear. Ooh. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Matt Gifford, the best looking of the Musical Island Boys. I'm sure that's a guy back there, I think. It is a wonderful pleasure, as Lusa said, for the Musical Island Boys to be here in Southport. Who's had a great weekend? Make some noise for a wonderful weekend of Barbershop Harmony. We've had a great weekend. The only downer is I've had to deal with Alan Bithell. Everything else has been great. It has been a wonderful weekend, and we are headed off tomorrow. We've been here in Europe we got in a couple of days early before the convention to have a look around, and we went downtown in London and had a great time down there. And as I introduce this next song for you, I thought I'd tell you a little story, something that happened on our way here to London that is quite fitting, actually, for this next song. We were actually coming over from Auckland. For those of you who know New Zealand, we had to transit through Auckland, and we were checking in at the Air New Zealand counter with all our baggage. We had about seven bags or something like that. 3 of them were Jeff's dancing shoes, and we were checking in, and there was an older gentleman in front of us who was struggling. He had a few bags, and so for very obvious reasons, I helped out, and they kind of cheered me on. And we were helping this older gentleman with his baggage, as you do, and we got talking, and we had a lovely conversation. He said, "Well, we asked him how his day was going and what he was doing traveling about." He asked us the same thing, and we said, "Well, sir, you're probably not going to believe it, but we are a singing group, a barbershop quartet, if you will." And he thought that was great. And so we said, "Well, what is it that brings you out here this afternoon?" And he said, well, men, today's a very special day. Today, my wife and I are going to celebrate our 40th wedding anniversary. Yeah. It was lovely, and we thought, well, that is just great. And we asked him, "So how do you plan on celebrating such an auspicious occasion?" And he thought for a moment, and he said, "Oh, I don't know." We said, "Well, maybe we could help you out and give you a few ideas, something to romance the lovely lady in your life." And we said, "Okay, so tell us what you did to celebrate your 30th wedding anniversary." And he kind of thought long and hard for a while, and he came back to us. He said, oh yes. For our 30th wedding anniversary, I took my wife to England." And we thought, well, that's a very beautiful thing to do, lovely place. And we said, "Well, how do you think you might celebrate this 40th wedding anniversary?" And he thought very hard.
How are you? Please go on.
And he said, "Oh, maybe I'll go bring her home."
How are you?
The night is new, my dear sweetheart, and you and I are young, but no pale moonlight or stars so bright are lovely as you tonight. Someday, when I'm awfully low, and when the world is cold, I will feel a glow just thinking of you. And the way you look tonight, the way you look tonight, oh, but you're lovely. with your smile so warm and your cheeks so soft. There is nothing for me but to love you just the way you look tonight. You shine so bright. With each word your tenderness grows, tearing my fears apart. And that laugh that wrinkles your nose touches my foolish heart. Never ever change. Keep that breathless charm. Won't you please arrange it? 'Cause I love you, my darling, just the way you look tonight. Just the way you look tonight, the way you as the evening hours grow ever so near, I wait to hold your hand, your tender voice so soft to hear. I'm longing for your love, you know I need you near, to cuddle close as evening time grows older. Put your head on my shoulder. Hold me in your arms, baby, my baby. Squeeze me oh so tight. Show me now that you love me too. Love me too. Put your lips next to mine, dear. Won't you kiss me once, baby? Just a kiss goodnight, maybe, then you and I will fall in love. Fall in love now. Some people say that love's a game, love is a game, you just can't win, my baby. If there is a way, I'll find it someday, finally, and then just a kiss goodnight. Maybe you and I will fall in love. We will fall in love now. Some people say that love is a game, love is a game, a game you just can't win, my baby. If there is a way, I'll find it someday. Finally, and then this fool will rush in. Put your head on my shoulder. I need you now. Whisper in my ear, baby. My baby. The words I wanna hear to tell me that you love me too, love me too. With your head on my shoulder, I'll fall for you. For you. Put your head on mine.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. And like Lusa has said, it's an absolute privilege for the Musical Island Boys to be here in Britain, in England, for the barbershop convention that you guys have here this year. It was 10 years ago that we started as a quartet, and never did we think when we were in high school that 10 years later we'd be doing what we're doing today, which is entertaining everyone with the music that we sing and bringing joy, hopefully, into the hearts of everyone that is here today. One of the things that makes, I guess, the place that we learn barbershop in New Zealand unique is the ability for us to share it in our traditional languages. The next two songs we'd like to share with you are from New Zealand and from the island of Samoa in the Pacific Ocean. The first song is a Māori song, which is a very traditional and lovely song called Pokare Kariana. And the one after that is one from the Samoan island, and it is called Te Li'i o Le Sami. I hope you guys enjoy the next two songs.
Pokare Kariana, ngā waiarotorua, whiti atu koe hine, marino ana hine, hoki maira, kamate aho, i te aroha My words and tokens spoke of my heart, my love forever remains your own. Maiden of mine, return again. My heart is yearning. I miss you so. Hehine hoki maira, kamate aho, kamate aho, i te aroha. Ba-doom-ba, doom-ba-doom-ba-doom-ba, doom-ba-doom-ba-doom-ba, doom-ba-doom-ba-doom.
Let me hear you whisper. Let me hear you sigh. Let me put my arms around you. Let me call you mine. To my lonely mind. Don't tell her, my dear. Oh, I'll be too low and low and low. Low and lovely night. Low and lovely night. There's plenty of fish in the sea, there's plenty of trees in the woods. There's also plenty of birds flying in the sky. But the only one that I love and adore is a girl from Samoa. I said, ay siliyay wala upelen alela Samoa matumay along to bua bete loling moa matumay along to bua bete loling moa.
Thank you very much there, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, like William said, that was a song from the island of Samoa. It's a Pacific island, and Lusa is full Samoan. Myself and my brother are half Samoan, so that was a little song about a beautiful Samoan girl. Now, this next song we'd like to sing really was a fun one for us to do, and we hope you guys enjoy it. It's from a genre, one of our favorite genres of music, which is Motown. And the artists that do this song, that made the song famous, were the Temptations. So in the style of Motown and in the style of the Temptations, we'd like to bring you this next number. This is My Girl.
I've got sunshine on a cloudy day. When it's cold outside, I've got the month of May. Well, I guess you say, what can make me feel this way? With my girl, my girl, my girl, talking about my girl, talking about my girl. I got so much honey, the bees envy me. I got a sweeter song than the birds in the tree. Well, I guess you say, what can make me feel this way? With my girl, my girl, my girl, talking about my girl, talking about my girl. Hey, here we go. Hey, 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 da 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 da. I don't need no money, yeah, fortune no fame. I got all the riches, baby, one man can claim. Well, I guess you'd say, what can make me feel this way? It's my girl, my girl, talking about my girl, talking about my girl, talking about my girl. I've got sunshine on a cloudy day with my girl. I've even got the month of May with my girl. Yeah, talking about my girl, my girl, talking about my girl.
That's me, yeah?
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I made all those moves up myself. You've never seen them before in your life. But this has really been a wonderful thing. We can see there are a few house lights on. We can see all the way up to the top there, the people up the top. I'm going to ask you to do a very quick audience interaction thing, okay? Bear with us here. It's a little tradition. We do it everywhere we go. And all we need you to do is, if you had never heard the Musical Island Boys sing before, then if you can raise your hands nice and high, we just want to take a very quick hand count of the audience. So if you've never heard the Musical Island Boys sing before, please raise your hands up nice and high. We'll take a quick hand count. 1, 2, 3, 6 up the back.
Oh, everyone.
4 down the back there.
Only a few people haven't heard us.
We've just sang you 6 whole songs and you have never heard the Musical Island Boys sing before.
Sound man, you got us by the sound
Must have been here for the whole convention.
Thank you. I'll be here all week. It really has been a wonderful thing for the Musical Island Boys to be here and to share in such a wonderful weekend of barbershop harmony. And who would have thought from two opposite ends of the world we'd kind of be here together in harmony, in barbershop harmony. And this next song is really almost has been around with this quartet for as long as this quartet's been around, funnily enough.
Oh, yeah.
And really it's very special. You know, we had the privilege of being at the chairman's reception last night, and I said some very similar words to those of you who were there last night, and I'll repeat that today because I think it's just so pertinent, is that you know, the conventions and the competitions are a great way to bring us together, and it's all about aiming for excellence and being the very best singers that we can be. But it really is just a wonderful thing how music really just lifts our hearts, and I think that will always be the grand winner at the end of the day. It's funny, isn't it, how you walk away from these barbershop conventions and you just feel like your spirit's been rejuvenated, if you will, or you've just kind of got the fix that will keep you happy until we meet again and until we sing again. And that couldn't be truer for the four of us as well. We started in the high school program back in New Zealand that brings barbershop harmony into the schools and into the lives of young people, and is in no small way transforming lives, and is turning young men and young women into proud and confident people who go on to become wonderful people in our communities and in our societies. And that is what we are proud of the most, to be ambassadors for this art form that promotes and that fosters camaraderie, that promotes and fosters well-being, healthy relationships with each other, just are so caring and so giving. And you know, it's funny, and I said this last night as well, that in the throes of everyday life, and we all get caught up in it, I'm sure, that it is when we sing and when we stop and sing that we really can allow all of our troubles in the world just to fade away for just a few special moments, or a few special days as it may be. And my grandmother always used to say that music is the greatest equalizer of all, because when you're here on the rises, and this goes for every one of you who is up here today and yesterday, that all of the other things in the world that separate us and divide us as a people, as a nation, and as a world, suddenly all of those things don't matter, and really all that matters is coming together with some of your closest and best friends and raising your hearts up in song. And so really this is a song that's in celebration of that, raising our hearts in harmony and allowing the music to wash away from our soul the dust of everyday life. So on behalf of the quartet and on behalf of each and every one of us, we thank you all for being wonderful singers, great company this weekend, but we just thank you for being wonderful people. That is the thing that we can all be most proud of in the barbershop fraternity. And please know that you all have a home in New Zealand, not at the same time, of course. But if you're ever on our side of the world, then please do let us know, because our barbershop community will welcome you and will reciprocate this wonderful welcome in the very same way that we've experienced over the past few days. We hope you enjoy My Cup Runneth Over with Love. Do when shadows are deep, I lie there beside you, just watching you sleep. And sometimes I whisper what I'm thinking of. My cup runneth over with sometimes in the evening, when you do not see, I study the small things you do constantly. I memorize moments that I'm fondest of. My cup runneth over with love. In only a moment, we both will behold. We won't even notice the world turning cold. And so, in this moment, with sunlight above, my cup runneth over with love. With love.
Thank you so very much, ladies and gentlemen. And like Matt said, it's such a joy for us to come over and share the convention with you over the past weekend. We've arrived finally at our most requested song, which is our last song, But just wanted to let you know we will be out in the lobby after the show to greet all of you guys, and we do have some of our merchandise for sale as well if you guys would like to take part in that. So really, from the bottom of our hearts, on behalf of Will, Matt, Lusa, and myself, thank you all so much for being so welcoming to us this weekend. We really just feel, the camaraderie of barbershop people around the world very alive here at Babs. So, without any further ado, we'd like to leave you with our last song. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Fly Me to the Moon.
I wonder if I could just interject there for a moment. Back onto the merchandise thing, folks, just before we get carried away here.
Oh, yeah.
I want to make a couple of points really clear right from the outset. We have two CDs, right? We have an earlier CD and we have a more recent one, and the CDs are normally £10, right? Now today you can buy both of them for £20.
That's a good deal. I like it.
We don't normally do this, right? I want to make that clear now. Now the other thing is, and I know many of you might be thinking this, you don't have to buy a CD. Believe it or not, you don't. You don't have to buy a CD. You can come by to the lobby, come out and say hi, shake our hands, whatever you like. You don't have to buy a CD. We also don't have to shake your hands, so feel free to come by.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're the Musical Island Boys. This is Fly Me to the Moon. Thank you very much. Here you go.
Come fly with me, let's fly away.
Up and
Let's Let's take our voyage sooner, and my dear, let's make it lunar. Oh, fly me to the moon, and let me play among the stars. Or maybe let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, darling, kiss me, baby, fill my heart with song, and let me sing forevermore and more. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore, and more. In other words, please be true to be true. In other words, I do, you know I do. Come on, and fly me to the moon, and swing on the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, darling, kiss me, darling, fill my heart with song, and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, you're all I adore, and more. In other words, please be true. Come on, baby, do, please do. In other words, and I mean this, baby. In other words, baby, I love you. So let's fly. Come on, let's fly. Let's fly. Come on, and fly, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fabulous musical Island Boys. I'm sure if you cheer more.
This is one some of you may know if you were around in the time of a group called the Beach Boys.
Ba 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 Bren, ba 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 Bren, ba 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 Bren, you got me rocking and rolling, rocking and reeling, ba Bren, ba 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 Bren. I went to a dance looking for a man and saw ba Bren, so I knew take a chance, ba Bren, ba 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 Bren, ba 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 Bren. You got me rocking and rolling, rocking and reeling, ba Bren, ba 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 Bren, ba 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 Bren. You got me rocking and rolling, rocking and reeling, ba Bren, ba 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 Bren. I play my favorite tune, dance with Mary Lou, try to pick a suit, but I knew what to do, ba Bren, ba 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 Bren, ba Bren. You got me rocking and rolling, rocking and reeling, ba Bren, ba ba Bren, ba ba ba.
Here we go, folks. Yeah. Feel free to sing along.
Ba Bren, ba 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 Bren. Ba Bren.
Thank you very much. 1, 2, 3.
You got me rocking and rolling and reeling. You got me rolling and reeling and rocking. You got me, ba